The Sponge by Colin Homer. Alfredo is a relatively young person who normally doesn't like to stand up for himself. He would usually just let things go. One day, he is washing his dishes and he sees that his sponge is extremely grimy. So he sets off to the store, and once he gets there, he asks one of the workers where the sponges are at. He points to where they are. Alfredo starts going to the aisle and sees where the sponges are. He notices that there is only one left. Alfredo grabs the sponge and starts heading to the cash register to pay for it. As soon as he pays for it, he starts walking back to his car. He is then stopped by a strong, aggressive voice from behind him. He turns around to see who it is, and he notices that it's Marlon, the guy who bullied Alfredo all through high school. Marlon tells Alfredo that if he doesn't hand over the sponge, then he's going to get a knuckle sandwich. Alfredo quickly gave Marlon the sponge and ran back to his car as fast as he could, and then he drove back to his house. Alfredo is now sitting in his room, crestfallen. He starts to wonder why on earth would he give Marlon the sponge. Alfredo's sink is full of dirty dishes, but he can't clean them. He had to figure out a way on how to get back at Marlon and on how to get his sponge back. Alfredo contacts one of Marlon's friends, Gene, who just pretends to be Marlon's friend. Alfredo asks where Marlon usually likes to linger around at. Gene tells Alfredo that Marlon likes to go to Outback Steakhouse. Alfredo starts going to Outback in hopes of seeing Marlon there. On the way over, Alfredo is trembling with fear and nervousness, but he knows that he can't back down now. He arrives at Outback. As soon as Alfredo gets out of his car and starts walking towards the door, he sees Marlon beginning to leave through the door. They see each other. Then Alfredo calls out, "Give me back my sponge, you jerk." Marlon says, "Make me." Alfredo starts to run up on Marlon, and then Alfredo gives Marlon a good old 1-2 punch to the face. Marlon is stunned. He doesn't know what to do, so he goes back to his car to give Alfredo his sponge back and drives away as fast as he could. Alfredo is shocked by what had just happened, so he drives away feeling like a new man, and he goes home and cleans his dishes.